a war machine! I am a war machine!
Alright, what I've done is I've already gone ahead and assembled his head. It's really it feels like a very weak material, especially on these little fiddly parts right here. I've attached his head to his neck with some blue tack, poster putty, whatever you want to call it. So if you get a piece like this, that's very little brittle, kind of flexible, be very careful with it. I took it with my hobby knife and kind of scraped out on the inside. You can see the flashing where it was anyway. It's very easy to get rid of, but you feel like you're gonna break it when you're playing with it too much. When you get big areas, like I'm gonna take his head off here. This I already filed down the top of his head. That actually came off very easily. It's resin. It's very brittle material. So I would recommend a file for this if it's a flat surface. It comes off very easily. You get a nice smooth surface to glue the head onto. This little fiddly bit in the front here, this is also just held on with a very small dab of super glue. Supposedly that's all you need. If this were a metal model, you'd probably need some green stuff or a pin if you could fit one in there, something like that. It should also be noted, they really do have an increased level of detail on this, or at least in terms of smoothness. Like a lot of these folds in the cloak and stuff, it's very smooth. I mean, I'll probably go over this with a toothbrush later and kind of wipe off some of the extra residue. I'm not going to wash it right now. The reason super glue works for this without the need for pins or anything like that is this is a porous material, so the super glue kind of soaks into it and it creates a stronger bond. It's very similar to plastic glue. I took off Isildur and this dead guy here just to show you. This is all non-model material right here. This is 1 sprue, 2 sprue, 3 sprue. There's a crazy amount of flashing on these things, so I can't say how wasteful it is, but there's a lot of material. So just be very careful. Reference the box when you need to make sure that what you are cutting off or what you're not cutting off is sprue or model. Like on the bottom of a Isildur here, there's this. It's supposed to be flat. He fits on a base, but you can see there's a lip right there. As my camera goes in and out of focus, you can see there's a lip there. That was a huge chunk. It was on which part was that on? Right here. See this right here? This whole thing was on the bottom of a Isildur's base. This bit right here. You have to clip through that. But it's a very soft material, so that's not difficult to do. I'm going to take off the flashing from the rest of this model. It's very easy. You just file away here. Use your hobby knife to get a very small little flashing things at a 90-degree angle to the model or so, maybe 45. Just give you a little demonstration, kind of like that. You just kind of scrape away at it. It's very simple because it's such a soft material. It's nowhere near as difficult as metal, so I am liking the material and ease of use, but it does feel very weak. Time will tell whether or not it holds up better than a fully pinned metal model. I'll be back in a minute and I'll show you the rest of putting him together, at least as far as blue tack and stuff is concerned. Alright, we'll see you in a second. Alright, we're just about 50% done with this guy. He's partially put together with the poster tack, so I haven't glued any parts of him yet. Just a couple of things that I noticed while doing this. I've only got these 2 bits left to deflash. There's a lot of very small flashings on it, so I'm not sure how well it will work because I went ahead and removed those with my file and my hobby knife. But actually, a decent stiff bristled toothbrush might actually be able to remove all the really tiny flashings. Like you might be able to see some on there. Move that out the way. Like you can see, it's incredibly difficult to see on this where they are, but there are very small flashing marks like there, right where my pinky nail's at, and things like that. You might be able to get rid of that with a toothbrush. a clean toothbrush. So, I mean, you don't have to be overzealous with it, but in the future, when I do more Finecast miniatures, I will probably go over them with a toothbrush just to get rid of the flashing before I even wash them. I'm going to assemble this guy, and then I'm going to wash him. So I'm going to finish up these two parts, then I'll glue them all together, and I'll show you guys essentially the finished product of the assembly of them. I gotta say, I do like the Finecast material, and I will probably use it some more in the future. The next video that I put up will be painting this guy. Might be a little different, but that'll be the next one. So I'll show you the completed thing and some photos, and then the next video will be all about painting Sauron. Alright, cheers.